First, the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN Youth Wing, is rolling out a nationwide Bible distribution campaign, not for national revival, but to honor Sheyi Tinubu's birthday. Is this evangelism or elite appearance? Well, we'll find out. Now, Minister of FCT Nyesom Wike makes a bold promise. Judges in Abuja will own houses by 2027. But is this about justice or another elite settlement? And finally, outrage erupts over President Tinubu's pardon for Miriam Sanda, the woman convicted of killing her husband. The victim's family says justice has been buried. Good morning and welcome to Morning Pulse. These are the headlines we'll be treating this morning. My name is Sharon Enemchuku. Joining me live in the studio, I have with me Ifoma Oji and Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Good morning. How are we all doing this morning?
Good morning, Sharon.
Morning. You guys are
we are
bouncing
living.
in the Lord.
How have you been, sir?
I'm doing well.
All right, we can see that. Now we are going straight to the stories that we have for today, starting first with the distribution of 1 million Bibles to people in Nigeria. This is now backed by CAN Youth Wing in honor of the president's son's birthday, Mr. Sheyi Tinubu. Now, first of all, I don't understand this, so I'm going to ask Ifoma, why should a national religious body align its mission with a politician's birthday?
The honest truth is that this question you asked me right now, I don't seem to understand it too, because the responsibility of CAN, is it not to represent the Christians in the state? Is it not what they are meant for? That is what I know their responsibility or their core responsibility is. So for the fact that they are rolling out this, amount of, money, I don't know how much they are investing into it, but I mean like distributing 1 million Bible to Nigerians just to honor someone's birthday. For me, I've not heard of something like that before. You understand? I don't know what I'm going to say or how I'm going to categorize it, but for me it does not really make sense. It's kind of I wouldn't say favoritism, but it's looking like even the church in Nigeria is compromised. It's looking like even the big players in Nigeria can even buy religious bodies that are supposed to be neutral. So at this point, I don't even understand their aim. It might be for good optics. If it is, that means, people will be reading Bible more often. But does Christians tell you, or do Nigerians tell you that they don't have Bibles in their house? So for me, I don't really know how or where to place this, but for me, it doesn't really make sense.
Now, Mr. Daniel Sacramento, that's the question on a lot of Nigerians' mouths now, saying, what's the merger? Are we seeing a merger between pulpits and power now? And the relationship between CAN youths coming out to distribute this Bible, what does that have to say about the Christian body now? Should they remain apolitical, or are they now being more involved in politics?
Okay, Sharon, it's a controversial report. It's controversial. Maybe when we get to hear from other sources, you might be able to confirm the real picture of the situation. Now, Sheyi Tinubu, as far as we are concerned, is not a politician. Is somebody who his father is a president. So let's have it because he does not hold any office. So we have to see it from that perspective. He has no office. But we are seeing him as somebody whom his father is a president. So let's leave it at that. Then, I think because the young guy gives out to humanity. He has been given. There's a lady who does this TikTok thing that he funded to go and build a house for somebody, for a poor person living in one of the remote areas in Lagos. I saw that. Sheyi Tinubu did that. He financed it. And the lady was all over, thanking him for being part of it. So that's aside. And a couple of other things. Now, I think that the youth people, because remember, he has been in the picture of the Nigerian Youth Council. He has been in the picture of the Nigerian Youth Council. So I think maybe the report should have been, he gave the Christian UWICAN, the youth wing of the CAN.
Yes.
He gave them sort of a birthday present, that he celebrated, and he has given them something, which in turn, they want to use the legacies that has come in to print Bibles. Now, when we were growing up, they come to school to share pocket, we call it pocket Bible. We use it every Thursday for our moral instructions. So it's been long time we saw something of that nature.
But I don't think that's what's happening here.
No, I'm coming. I said we are going to look at it in two angles. These people have said they are rolling out Bibles to share to youth in
honor of Shaitan.
In honor. That's the same thing. And that's what I'm going to.
Okay.
I said it would might. Because we are this one source of report. I'm not saying let's look at it from the other, maybe.
No, but I said
maybe. I said maybe.
They would have stated that.
I'm coming.
Also.
That's what I said. I said it is a source of report we are listening. We are coming up. We've not had another report, because if another person might report a different thing.
Yes.
So, but let's look at it
from this particular.
And I might actually make comments.
On that. That's what I'm saying.
I get
what I'm saying is that let's look at it from this side, then look at it from this other, which is what we are. Yes. So I'm coming from the other side first.
Okay.
Yes. So maybe that's what happened. So that they now said, okay, let's print scriptures to share to the youths. Since they are the youth wing of CAN, let's go to schools, go to Nigerians, and distribute it in honor of this guy. So now, in the other angle, them going to do that, I don't have issues with it. It doesn't make them political. This young guy might have been, like, I just read out 2-3 things he has done. And maybe he might have done something for the youth wing of CAN. And they say, okay, since this is his 40th birthday, we want to honor him based on the interactions or the what we've had with him. So let's do this, because that's the only thing we are known to do, because we are the Youth Christian Association of Nigeria. So in honor of him, let's distribute Bibles.
All right.
So now, I think it's not kind of political to me.
All right.
It's just a kindly gesture. That
in honor of Shaitan, who is not a politician.
Who is not,
but you know,
who is not a political holder.
Yet. Because I wanted to bring to our memory that just the other day, Bayo Onanuga came out to say that Seyi Tinubu is fit to even contest against his father, the president, in a presidential election. And he is also fit to run for the Lagos governorship election. Now, he has come out to say this, and the person that this is coming out from is the spokesperson for the presidency, Bayo Onanuga. Now, he has said that, and several occasions there have been hinting of Seyi Tinubu going into politics officially. He has supported his father as any child would when it comes to just speaking up for his father politically in the public scene. The other day we saw his elder sister interfering in the politics now of the Edo people, trying to install an Iyaloja in Benin. Now we have seen Seyi Tinubu now, who we have not heard or we've not been able to see where his political trajectory is leading to, affiliating himself with a powerful Christian force such as the CAN Youth Wing, coming out to celebrate his birthday, not because he gave them money, because what they said was they plan to share 1 million Bibles. But if they share that 1 million Bibles and they see that there are still more people that they want to share it to, they would make it more than 1 million. So when you hear things like this, it suggests that this is a personal decision or a collective decision of the CAN Youth Wing. It is not as though there is somebody funding them like Seyi Tinubu. Now I'm asking, with what we have seen from Iyaloja, who is the older sister, and Bayo Onanuga's comments concerning Sheyi Tinubu, now Ifoma, is there a linkage to you? Because Mr. Daniel has said there is none. And if there isn't, is this just a general decision from the Kan youth? And can they do this for a non-Christian politician?
You know, how this thing has, you know, undertone for me is the fact that I've not heard them come out before to distribute Bible. Yeah, maybe they've done that in the past, I'm not aware. But for the fact that they are doing this in honor of somebody that is tied to, you know, a politician, a prominent politician in Nigeria, which is the president, is giving this vibe of kind of, I don't know if I should say endorsement or anything like that. I don't know how I'm going to put it. I don't know the right, you know, language to use for it. But for me, I feel like if they had done it the way maybe Daniel Sacramento mentioned earlier, it would have actually sounded more better. But for the fact that they are rolling certain amounts of money when they are actually supposed to maybe be channeling this money to improving people's lives, because Christianity is not all about reading Bible, it's equally about improving people's lives. And this Bible that you are distributing to people, what's guarantee do you have that they are even going to study this Bible? Do you have maybe people that are going to, you know, be tutoring people on how to study Bible, on the right way to study Bible? Those are the questions that you ask. You get, so I'm like, it's looking like this has a political, you know, undertone at the end of the day. But like we said earlier, I think we need more information on this before we can even arrive at a concluding, you know, statement or a concluding analysis.
All right, now I have heard.
Let me come in a little bit. Sharon, you're sounding as if you've already concluded. You've
okay, I'm going to answer. The reason why I'm sounding that way is because I have read the full story. So I am saying based on the story that's available.
What I'm saying, and I'm not telling. What I was trying to let you know is that you read a particular story. In things like this, would densify to get the complete information, like you rightfully said. Now another thing. Now, you said they are doing this thing to a non-Christian.
I asked, what's it? Can they do this for a non-Christian?
Now, Sheyi, the mother is a Christian and a pastor in Redeemed Christian Church. Always understand that fact.
Is Sheyi Tinubu himself not a Christian?
That's what I'm telling you. Because you made this, so I'm just trying to, so that we don't have conflicting of this.
No, I'm not referring to Sheyi Tinubu. I was asking her, can they do this for a non-Christian person?
Because when I heard non-Christian, maybe you were assuming he's a Muslim.
I was just asking a question.
So now, Sheyi Tinubu's mom and they are all Christian. They go to Redeemed Christian Church. So that is it. Now, the truth about it is this. So somebody could, because of one good thing you have done, somewhere, sometime, you don't even know. And people can come together to honor you because of that. That is the truth. Because of something you have done, you didn't know. You might not even take cognizance that
you did. Is he while alive or dead?
Even alive.
Okay.
Even alive. That is the truth. I was given an award I never knew. That because I did something, like something I helped, you know, a organization, I came out to do something, and I was called and I was given an award. Without even knowing that things like nobody discussed with me. So sometimes it's like that.
So what I'm saying is that there is a possibility where they are just trying to do it out of their own free will because of what he has done in the past.
Yes.
So what you're saying is that you don't see any political undertone to this.
For now, like I said my legs are like this. It could be, it might not be.
All right. Now is a probability. And Ifeoma is saying that there is a political undertone that she is seeing from the whole exchange now. And maybe we would have to wait until we hear the full story. If Sheyi Tinubu will come out to either thank them or to say that he was the one funding them sharing the 1 million Bibles. Now we have to also touch on the sharing, the national cake that is going on, where Wike has come out to promise houses for judges by 2027. And he has said that it is part of the mandate of the president that no judge should be living in a rented apartment. Now saying that when you retire, this house will be in your name. It is not going to be taken away from from you even after retirement. Now, coming out now to promise this to the judiciary, to the judges, are we seeing any form of executive interference, Mr. Daniel?
Asking if there is any executive interference is funny.
No, because they came out to say there is none.
No,
Wiki said there is
We can see
Let me tell
clearly.
you, let me tell you. You know, you asking is funny. Funny in the sense that you already know.
I don't know anything. I don't know
already
anything.
know.
I'm asking.
You already know that there is no independent body in Nigeria. That is the truth. The judges, which we think is the third arms of the government, second arms of the government, are virtually being controlled by the executives. They are being controlled by the executives. That is why the executive appoints or try to influence the person he or she wants as the chief judge of the country, instead of the body bringing out whom they desire. So there's these interferences. Now, I am not against the judges having a house. I'm not. Because where person they work, now they chop. That's workshop. Now, but what I'm looking at is this. Giving judges houses is fine. But look at the civil servants as well, who are doing bulk of the jobs. Look at them.
You know, I wanted to ask, what's the budget line for such promises? If you are going to give every judge a house for the Federal Capital Territory, now what's the budget? Because at the end of the day, if you are going overboard, I understand the need to appreciate people. This is what we've been clamoring for, civil service, appreciating them for their jobs and all of that. But if you're doing that, what's the budget line? What's the boundary you can cross in order to do
Well,
that?
like you said, for him to come out to say this, it means it's part of the budget, part of the budget of FCT. Maybe it's inside the budget.
Yeah, he said they are building 20 duplex.
20 duplexes for them,
yes.
or 10, or bungalow, 3-bedroom, or whatsoever, you know. But he says these judges that are in FCT, so it's specified they are inside the budget, maybe that was approved for him to operate it,
So
with.
it's something duplexes.
Yes.
Interesting.
So definitely he's talking about the judges who have been working inside FCT. Maybe they have been living in rented apartment, and it's very dangerous for judges to live, within. Normally, they live in kind of, if I call it isolated,
Secluded.
maybe secluded place, so that people don't interfere with them. You know, it's like somebody inside a coven. That's how judges are.
Okay.
You hardly have interaction with them, because then you hardly see them where other people go to, because people who intend to, they are avoiding to be influenced. But that was before, not now.
Okay, because this was something that they mentioned when they were receiving this. They said that this is going to prevent or reduce bribery and corruption when it comes to, that's what they said. It's going to reduce bribery and influence when it comes to these judges making the decisions.
So if they call them to send their account number.
No, yes, they said something like, from what they said that when you want to bribe them now, you can no longer be able to do that as easily, because now accommodation is off the table. So they're asking you, what can you offer me? So I'm asking if a man now, do you think that can hold water? That's analogy, because they have houses now in their names. Is this going to be the end of bribery and corruption when it comes to the judiciary in Nigeria?
There is no cup, first of all. Talk more of water. So it's not holding anything in the first place. But what right does Wike have to give these people houses?
It's not part of their budget.
No, it's supposed to be NJC, National Judicial Council. Those are the people that are going to, they are supposed to determine if these people will have houses. Now, I don't have a problem with, the judges being gifted a house. The problem I have is they are supposed to be an independent body. Rolling out or coming out in the public to say that you are giving them houses, more like you're giving them gifts, and in the future you're expecting something like return of favor from them. And what does it do? It undermines the judicial system. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm trying to say now. So it's not for him to decide if they are to be given house. Let them finish their service year first of all, and then the NJC will decide if they will be given houses. But I don't have a problem with giving them house. I'm just having a problem with the fact that he's coming out to give them house, because we know that there is definitely political undertone at the end of the day in this whole thing.
Now, what does this now say for all of us now,
okay.
for people who are going to, especially for us as civil society? Do you think they are going to feel that they are going to get preferential treatment as the elite and the political figures?
Okay. Before we arrive, we'll go to that question. Now, let me make something clear. Normally, in every state, there's something we call judges' quarters. It's been built by the state government, the state, the federal, whomsoever that is there. So we don't have issues when we keep building judges' quarters. It's not an issue. Where we have issue is saying that the judges' quarter you're building, the person will go home with it. So what it means that if the person retires and new judges come, you will need to build another one. You get the point now? So that should be our concentration.
Or maybe because, you know, he said that this is tied to President Tinubu's mandate. So maybe if he's trying to say, if this present administration runs its term, then this type of benefit will no longer stand.
That's exactly what
I'm just trying to say. Exactly.
Now, on a normal, because I remember in the Boeing state, when the first civilian and governor there, Senator Samuel, built judges' quarters, House of Assembly quarters, and commissioner quarters. So what it means that during your tenure, you are there. And after your tenure, you vacate, because next set of people are coming in. So saying you are gifting them, it should be the bane of issue. So what it means is that at every dispensation, we need to be gifting good blessings.
And that is
a very terrible situation, because you are telling as well, civil servants, if you build for them, you have to give them houses too.
Exactly what I wanted to say right now.
Because on a normal, the houses are being the houses, the money is being taken from salaries. That's housing schemes. So you cannot just build houses and gift them. So maybe that should be from his personal pocket.
And I actually wanted to ask, if you're giving them houses, what about other people in lower jurisdictions? What about other lawyers? Is it just those people that you're building house for? It's not equal.
All right, now thank you so much for your contribution on this, but because of time, we have to move on to the next story, and it is the situation of the presidential pardon. Now, the other day we talked about the fact that ADC came out to drag the federal government for giving presidential pardon to convicted drug traffickers. Today, it is the family of Miriam Sanda's husband who have come out to complain bitterly about the fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu granted Miriam Sanda pardon after the murder or the manslaughter of her husband. Now, I'm asking, first of all, what is your take generally on this whole presidential pardon business that has been going on from the drug traffickers and people convicted of murder like Miriam Sanda? Do you think this is really the prerogative of mercy applying here, or is this Mr. President sending a different message to the public on crime and justice?
I don't have issues with the president giving pardon. I have issues with the people who brought files to him or gave him the names of people to pardon. And knowing fully well, he might not get the real outcome of what those people have done. So, I will blame him in one way, but I won't blame him too much.
Okay.
Yes, because
you won't blame him too much.
I won't blame him too much because it wasn't his making. He said, I want, let me use a scripture. When David said, is there any other person remaining in the house of Saul that I might show him mercy? Do you understand?
Yes.
In First Samuel, and they said yes. There is a son of Saul who has been in a remote area. Mephibosheth was his name. So he now said, okay, go and arrange him and bring him. Now, President Tinubu has said he wants to grant presidential pardon. There are committee that was set up. So I believe maybe one of Sarah Sanders' family members was part of the committee.
So they said that the family members of Maria Sanders appealed to the federal government.
No,
and that was the basis.
We are saying the same thing.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to help.
So now, appealing, they might appeal, but they didn't tell President Bola Tinubu the real picture.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you understand? Now, the family of the husband still have right to take her down. They have to take her back to court. Because it's a murder case.
But can they actually do that?
Why not?
Granted
Why
pardon?
not? You can institute a new case on it. Your pardon is your pardon. You come out first, then another case comes aboard. You go up. The way politician does, you are coming out of this, there's another litigation waiting for you. So if the judge gives them, they go and carry her back.
Again?
Yes,
Okay.
it's done.
Okay.
So that is the truth. But the truth about it is that the presidency have seen, before you do something, before you leap, you look around. So you know, the pardon was so, you know, you were just so frivolous to me. Because there are people who are in ATM all over this country that are still awaiting trial, that didn't do anything.
Oh, exactly.
Those are the level of people we should be looking at.
Pardon.
If you can pardon a killer, you pardon this. Then pardon Nnamdi Kanu. Although, why Nnamdi Kanu's case is still the way it is, because no judgment has been pronounced on him.
So it's not a completed case.
It's not a completed case. Until his case is being completed, then we will now have a footage.
Mr. Daniel, I will cut you there. Okay. Now to Ifeoma, I'm going to ask a question, and it's the same that I've asked Mr. Daniel. Now, what do you think this message is sending publicly? And do you think that the federal government should come out and explain to the public because of the type of ruckus this presidential pardon has been getting after it has been released?
Yeah, what it means is that you can commit any crime, get arrested, and for the fact that maybe you have connection, you can be freed. So, like I said earlier when we talked about this, it's undermining the judicial system in Nigeria. It means that the judicial system is not fair, it's biased. You understand, in carrying out its judgment. And it's still the same thing that we are talking about here. But I really want to highlight how the emotional state of this family, the family of the dead, you know, the guy that they killed in the picture, they murdered in the picture. For them, for the fact that they went through with this case and finally this woman was arrested, it was for me a form of closure for them. You understand? And for the fact that you are pardoning her, it's more like they are trying to heal from the pain this has caused them, and you're reopening that wound. And I wanted to ask this question. The president, because Mr. Daniel said he's not really going to fault the president, but I am faulting the president because I feel like if this paper was tabled to you, that you're supposed to scrutinize it, you're supposed to check the number of persons that you're supposed, what are their crimes? You understand? What are these people convicted of? Why were they arrested? Why were they, you know, in the prison for this, you know, number of times? And why, what happens to other people that were actually arrested or were actually detained in police custody because of, you know, little crimes, miniature crimes? Why are you pardoning such a high level of crime? That is what we should ask. And I think at this point, like you asked, the question you asked, I think the federal government need to clear the air because it's blurring the line between justice, the justice system in Nigeria here, and being fair. So I think they need to clear the air. Tell us the basis of how they were able to, you know, pardon this set of persons. Okay,
thank you very much, Ifeoma Oji, and to you, Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Right, your morning polls, we've touched on 3 major stories that have been hitting the internet and Nigerians in general, where we talked about the fact that the Can Youth Wing has come out to share promised to share 1 million Bibles to Nigerians in honor of the birthday celebration of Sheyi Tinubu, who is the son of the president. And we also talked about the fact that FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has come out to promise houses to judges, and not that they are renting the house, but that they will own the house even after they have retired. And finally, we touched on the fact that Miriam Sanda, who was convicted of murder of her husband, has been granted presidential pardon, and all the things that surround the pardon that has been given both to drug traffickers and to murderers in Nigeria. I guess we'll all have to sit back and watch as all of this unfolds. Now, to our viewers, we say thank you for joining us on the show. We say we see your comments, your shares, your likes. If you're yet to follow us across all social media platforms, please do so. Find us at Active Citizens. You can find me on my personal page on Instagram and Facebook at Sharon Enem Chukwu. And Reformer,
you can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Missolex.
And as for Mr. Daniel, he will always be in the studio. This has been Morning Pulse, the pulse of Nigerian politics, till we come your way this afternoon for Asi Day Hot. Do have a good morning.